Hi everyone, today we're going to talk about the MHDO Payer Data Portal and the implementation of Chapter 247. We'll first cover the implementation timeline, then talk about payer testing goals and steps, give a portal demonstration, and cover some support resources that are available. The implementation timeline for Chapter 247 is as follows. Payer testing begins on July 18th and ends September 12th. The submission of 2021 data to the production portal will begin on September 14th. 2021 data files and attestations are due by October 7th. The goals of the testing period are to successfully submit the non-claims-based payment data file and supporting information files if applicable. We're also hoping to have folks successfully submit aggregated redacted claims-based payment data files and the supporting information files that go with that. And the final goal is to review and successfully resolve all validation issues, so both structural and failure level issues during the testing period for all submitted files. This is going to be accomplished through 4 major steps. First is logging into the MHDO Payer Portal test site. You'll use the same credentials you use for the production portal if you're a current user there. If you have any issues or you're not currently a user, please contact the help desk and we'll assist you in getting you what you need. The next step is to submit, and in order to submit, you need to prepare your data files by making sure they're following the correct file naming conventions and that they're compressed and encrypted before transmission. Otherwise, you're going to receive structural validation issues. Supporting files, there are sample files available. Those are Excel format files, and they're going to be available in the test portal in the link provided, and will be available in the production portal as well. After submission, you'll review the status of those files by going to the submissions menu within the test portal. On average, it takes under 10 minutes for files to validate, sometimes a little more if there's a lot of activity, but certainly within an hour, hopefully. So once your files have been validated, please review the validation issues by selecting the view action for failed files in your submissions screen. The NS and AS files will reach a status of passed if the system is able to validate the name and unzip the file. Those are Excel files, so the contents will not be validated like the other data files. The last step is to resolve any issues if they exist. If you have structural issues or failure level issues, please log in and review those results and determine what actions need to be taken in order to resolve them on your end, and then you'll need to resubmit. All files are expected to reach a status of passed during the testing period. So again, the first step is to log in. We've got the link to the test portal provided on the screen. And if you have any problems, please contact the help desk. In part of your submission preparation, you'll need to follow the standard naming conventions for these new files. We've provided some examples here on the screen for both the data files and the supporting information files. All files must be compressed and encrypted before they are submitted. You can use a number of industry standard tools to accomplish this. Each file needs to be in a separate zip archive, and the unique password to be used for encryption is provided in the portal. If you have any questions about how to access this information, please connect with your colleagues internally who submit data, or reach out to our help desk, and we will certainly direct you to that information. Data submissions will be completed via the upload process in the portal. SFTP transfer is not available during the test period. It's only available in production if that's what you use. So please, during the test period, you'll need to upload through the portal. Once the files have been submitted, you'll go into the portal to look at the results of the validation the validation rules that have been used to evaluate the files. The process will likely produce a set of validation issues that need to be reviewed. There are several different types of rules that we have within the system. For these new file types for Chapter 247, we're only making use of structural and failure level rules. And that means that those issues that are brought up can only be resolved on your end and then resolved through a resubmission. Again, it takes typically under 10 minutes for a file to validate. You'll be able to log in and review the results. The Excel files, which are the supporting information files, are only going to be checked to ensure they're properly named and can be unzipped. And we've got some examples here for the validation rules for the NC file. There'll be similar rules for the AC file. We're really just checking to see that all the fields are populated, and if they're populated, that they contain valid values. If there are validation issues in your test files, please resolve them and resubmit. Again, we're looking for all files to reach a status of pass during this testing period. So now I'm just going to pull over my screen for the test portal and give you a little demonstration of those steps. Currently logged into the portal, and so the first thing you may want to do when you come in is grab those sample files for the supporting information. They can be found here under sample files. You can grab a sample NS and AS file. These are Excel format, and provide some direction about the type of information that's expected to be provided, about, again, supporting information for what's contained in the data files. So after you've prepared your files, you'll come to the Submit Data menu, choose your file. Got some test files here. Select your compressed and encrypted file. Some information will populate, and then you submit. Again, should only take a few minutes for these files to show up in your submission screen and display a status update on whether they have failed or passed. So in this case, we've got 4 new file types here, and they have all actually passed. If they had any validation issues, they would have a status of failed, and I would come to the view action to view those results. And again, it'll list anything that's failed. Click into the details to get some additional information about those results. If you want to see, there's a couple different views of additional information. You can look at the top failing values or at a record level. Again, most of these files aren't going to contain that many records, so hopefully it'll be fairly easy using this information to pinpoint the issue. Again, all of these issues are going to be failure or structural level, so there's no opportunity to resolve them through the portal interface. You'll need to fix the issues and resubmit. When you do resubmit, please make sure you're making use of the version number within the file name. So if I want to resubmit this file here, what I'm going to do is name it version 2 when I resubmit, and that'll indicate to the system that it's replacing this file. So again, the goal for testing is to get all of your files into a pass status. So I also just want to spend 1 minute going down to the help section here in the portal. See opportunity to contact us. This is one method you can reach us via the help desk. You'll also see reference to a Chapter 243 and user manual and FAQ. These are specific to the submission of Chapter 243 data. We are in the process of developing user manuals and FAQs for 247, and those will be posted. Once they are, we will notify everyone that those resources are available. The other thing I just wanted to quickly point out, in addition to being able to grab the sample files, here in resources, we have a file format screen where you can see information about the new file types displayed here. This is just mirrors what is described in Chapter 247. And we also have a listing of all of the validation rules. Again, you can find that full list for the new file types in here. So that's it for the demonstration today. I'm going to quickly just come back to our presentation and again, reiterate the resources available to you. If you run into issues or have questions, please reach out to our help desk. We're available to answer technical questions related to the portal. And if you have compliance issues or questions, you can contact Philippe Bonneau with MHDO, and his email address is listed here. Again, thank you for your time, and please reach out if you have any questions as we get started testing.